Breaking, Trump pissed. Gowdy just exposed secret society plotting Trump assassination. It keeps getting worse by Cat Stevens for freedomdaily.com. It should come as no great surprise that President Trump has a lot of opponents in Washington. To be fair, they made their position clear long before he took office and have been sticking to them ever since. The opposition was made even clearer with the Russian collusion investigation that had been launched and dragged out for the past year. Many of us hope that even though the left was violently opposed to President Trump and many of his policies, they wouldn't actually resort to violence to silence him. We might have been wrong. It's a perfectly legal recourse for a party who doesn't believe in a candidate or a president to check him or her out thoroughly and see if there are any inconsistencies that can be exploited for the purpose of removing them from office. What isn't perfectly legal is having forces within the Justice Department set about falsifying evidence or withholding it from a congressional probe, but that is just what's been happening. The FBI was supposed to be investigating President Trump's campaign, but when it became clear that they were compromised, Congress started to investigate some of the members of that special investigation. What they found was proof positive that many laws were broken in an effort to keep President Trump from office. Leading the charge against the injustices in the FBI is former prosecutor and current Representative Trey Gowdy, along with Representative John Ratcliffe. According to Real Clear Politics, they informed Fox News that this information could spell the end of some careers on Capitol Hill. That should be the least of it. Representative Trey Gowdy and John Ratcliffe join FNC's Martha McCallum to talk about another newly released text message between FBI agents Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. This time Strzok implies a secret society of federal agents worked to prevent Donald Trump from becoming president. It is possible these text messages that are missing, perhaps they really were lost? No. Perhaps it is another strange coincidence, Radcliffe said. It is harder and harder for us to explain one strange coincidence after another. We know that Strzok and Page had an intense anti-Trump bias, he said, and that's okay, so as long as they check it at the door and do their jobs, yeah, okay. We learned today in the thousands of text messages we have reviewed that perhaps they may not have done that. We know about this insurance policy that was referenced, trying to prevent Donald Trump from becoming president. Radcliffe continued, we learned today about information that in the immediate aftermath of his election, there may have been a secret society of folks within the Department of Justice and FBI, to include Page and Strzok, working against him. I'm not saying that actually happened, but when folks speak in those terms, they need to come forward to explain the context. About the secret society, Gowdy said, you have this insurance policy in spring of 2016, and then the day after the election, what they really didn't want to have happen, there is a text exchange between these two FBI agents, these supposed to be fact-centric FBI agents, saying, perhaps this is the first meeting of the secret society. So I'm going to want to know what secret society you were talking about, because you're supposed to be investigating objectively the person who just won the Electoral College. So yeah, I'm going to want to know. The evidence that these two bring paints a scary picture as to what has been happening behind closed doors. We trust those in law enforcement to look out for the best interests of the nation. This is just the opposite. They seem to be looking for their own best interests, and the laws and will of the people are no more than an afterthought or punishment to be avoided. John Radcliffe's tweet here, the thousands of texts Trey Gowdy and I reviewed today reveal manifest bias among top FBI officials against Donald Trump. The texts between Strzok and Page referenced a secret society. According to your Newswire, the Inspector General also discovered that the FBI failed to preserve 5 months' worth of Strzok's text messages. We already know that. Trish here. Tuesday's thoughts. Did the deleted text between FBI personnel Peter Strzok and Lisa Page detail an assassination plot against Donald Trump and his family? Hashtag release the memo. Hashtag Great Awakening. Hashtag Make America Great Again. Hashtag The Storm. Hashtag QAnon. And the rabbit hole. The little rabbit at the end. Gowdy, the chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, vowed to investigate the text messages further. I'm going to want to know what secret society are you talking about, because you are supposed to be investigating objectively the person who just won the Electoral College. I'm going to want to know, he said on Fox. In a tweet on Monday, Radcliffe said that his review of the Strzok Page text revealed manifest bias among top FBI officials against Trump. Okay, and the Patriot train here, according to QAnon, the FBI secret society mentioned assassination. This is bigger than rigging an election, absolutely. The DNC pushed for this investigation into Russian collusion, and it was the worst possible move they could have made. From the perspective of the mainstream media or any of the powers that be in Congress, they could have carried on and hinted and pushed the narrative without the investigation, but they didn't. They were just so sure that he was guilty, so sure that he had to play the same dirty, colluded games that they were playing, that they had to have transparency. Well, they got their transparency, and when they did, we all got to see the dirty underbelly of how the liberals fight their political battles. Well, yeah, they wanted to plan on that. That's why these texts went out. Like, if they couldn't get him out with Mueller, they're going to take him out the other way. But thank God that there are patriots that are looking out, that work in the Secret Service with Trump, that are taking care. And if you follow Q's posts, you know that a lot of information that's not being talked about here. It is quite disturbing, to say the least, of what's taking place. But they did. They are protecting him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.